The Director of Education of Liverpool City Council extends his warmest congratulations to the pupils participating in the Liverpool City Schools Technology Project Into Europe 1992, and to their parents and teachers whose invaluable support has made this project possible. The production of this fashion show is the culmination of a project which extends beyond the technology foundation areas of art, business studies, craft, design and technology, home economics and information technology. Dance, drama, geography, history, modern languages and music have been drawn upon in the process, enabling pupils to see how all aspects of the curriculum are interrelated. This is the third project of its kind, and the topical unifying theme of Into Europe 1992 was chosen to provide a stimulus for design activities and the focus for pupils' motivation and research into customs and cultures of their European neighbours. The project has therefore become a vehicle for young people to develop a greater understanding of a wider community in which they live and will eventually work. Secondary and special schools have once more been invited to participate in a city-wide project. This project brings together pupils from all parts of the city. The aim is to develop design and technology skills through practical activities by providing students with opportunities for creativity and problem solving, innovation and decision making, and above all, interpersonal skills and qualities. The pupils of Margaret Bevan opened our Fit for Europe section with a collection entitled Anchors Away. A visit to the Maritime Museum in Liverpool was a stimulus which provided the backcloth for their original ideas. Surrounded by historic buildings and sites of the Albert Dock, it was not difficult for the imagination to soar. Posters, photographs and memorabilia captured the glamour of the city's heyday, when international waterways meant that Liverpool was one of the largest and most exciting ports in the world. We did indeed have a heritage that we could take into 1992 with pride. Inspired by images of fun-filled days on luxurious yachts of the French Riviera, the pupils drifted effortlessly into the theme of their collection. It was decided to limit the colours to navy, blue and white. This, the pupils felt, would keep the presentation classic, cool and crisp. It would also reflect the nautical flavour they have tried to capture. From the 11th century Palio in Siena to the present-day Grand National at Aintree, horse racing has been a popular event in Europe. The pupils of Croxteth are racing ahead in these outfits which capture the magic of the turf. In this race we feature the jockeys in the racing colours of some of the flags of Europe. Sharon represents the Republic of Ireland. Nadia represents Italy and Andrew Spain, whilst West Germany and Belgium are represented by Natalie. Samantha is in the red, white and blue of 4 European nations, namely the United Kingdom, France, Luxembourg and the Netherlands. The Ferrari team colours provided the inspiration for Gattaca's race into Europe. The team have captivated all the excitement and thrills of the event by their striking combination of colours for their collection. I'm sure you will agree that racing fans Rachel and Emma look stunning for the day out at the Grand Prix circuit, keeping an eye out for the winner. Playing for pole position and clearly a winner already is Jenny in her smart, trendy pantsuit, specially created for the occasion. Can we draw your attention to the exquisite black horse, Ferrari's emblem, which has been appliqued on her pocket? Note also the similar details on the mechanics' caps. Who wouldn't mind a pit stop with our two charming mechanics, Claire and Mark, raring to go in their coordinated gear? With a clear view of the finishing line, Melissa and Tony are all ready to flag down the winner. Don't you think they love winners themselves? The hard athletics training undertaken by the pupils of Abbottsley has been the main inspiration for their collection. All fired up with dreams of greater things, the pupils have found their own ways to adapt sportswear to make practical or fashionable outfits. Wendy, who is carrying the Olympic flame, is wearing an elegant evening dress, which has been adapted from a Vogue pattern to provide us with a modern version of the togas worn by the women of ancient Greece. Debbie and John, the two gymnasts, are wearing outfits made from a jersey fabric. Debbie has teamed her leotard and crossover top with the more up-to-date shorts and leggings. John has adapted the traditional tracksuit to make a warm and comfortable leisure suit. Robert fancies himself as a martial arts expert. His outfit has been inspired by the suits worn in judo bouts. He's wearing an authentic black belt, so beware. Andrew and Philip are boxing clever down the catwalk. So watch out, Frank Bruno. They've chosen to work with a satin fabric to create their attractive mix and match of gowns and shorts. In this collection of après-ski wear, the girls of Breckfield took their inspiration from the fabulous styles seen in the specialist ski shops in the high street and from the glossy photographs in travel brochures advertising the ski resorts of Europe. Lisa, Audrey and Natalie chose the colour scheme for the collection, using vibrant colours as an exciting contrast to the dazzle of the snow. Lisa favours a loose style for her dungarees with matching jacket, whilst Audrey chooses the comfort of leggings and a casual top. Natalie has emphasised the details on the fabric of her jacket by quilting it herself. Lindsay and Catherine have selected a very eye-catching fabric for their jackets, which they wear with ski pants and tops. Mary and Elizabeth are also wearing ski pants, but with tunic tops decorated using fabric paints, sequins and embroidery.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be landing at Barcelona in about 20 minutes. According to the latest weather report, it's clear in Spain. The temperature is 15 degrees centigrade. Now the plane is descending. Please fasten seatbelts and refrain from smoking. Thank you.
The pupils of Broad Green now invite us out and about for a photo opportunity. The opening of Europe in this historic year of 1992 has been seen by these pupils as an opportunity to travel the highways of Europe. Historic sights seen by the girls many times on television can now become a reality as travel becomes easier and cheaper. Joanne and Veronica have chosen shorts, ideal for that visit to the Barcelona Olympics, where they will be on hand should the athletics team require a couple of additional marathon runners. Joanne has cleverly coordinated patterned and plain jersey fabrics for a complete look. Veronica has gone for spots and managed to achieve a similar coordinated effect with the clever use of trimmings to transform a plain white t-shirt. The pupils of Our Lady of Fatima High School are seeking the sun in their collection of garments. Happy memories of summer holidays in the sun-drenched Mediterranean has been the main source of the inspiration for these Year 10 pupils to create outfits for this section of the show. The pupils have used this project as part of their GCSE textile course, researching suitable fabrics and designs for their collection. The emphasis is on fun and carefree styles made in a mixture of white, bright pink and green. Francine and Kelly chose to mix and match their straight-cut pants and some tops. Pauline, Stephanie and Andrea have chosen the same short jumpsuit but made in different colourways. Anne-Marie and Kerry are wearing similar outfits, pink shorts and white jackets, but Kerry is showing how the outfit can be adapted for wearing in the evening.
Time to celebrate.
To celebrate the opening of Euro Disney, the fabulous land of make-believe near Paris in April 1992, the pupils of Underley School present Fantasia. Andrea and Lisa introduced Minnie and Mickey Mouse, two of the best-known and irresistible Disney characters. Headdresses, waistcoats and footwear were made by Anthony Mantova and Andrew Connor with the valuable help of Butterick Patterns. Inspired by Minnie's costume, Linda and Sharon have designed their mix-and-match outfits to include bows, spots and frills together with modern accessories. To update Mickey, Sharon has chosen a semi-fitted red and black top with shaped hem and brass button fastening. She wears this with Horian-style pants. Lisa's red and black spotted jumpsuit has elasticated waist and front zip fastening. She has modernized Mickey's outfit with her gold cravat and purchased belt. We now go into Europe with the Calderstone's Young Executive Collection of 1992. As Liverpool reaches prominence again as a major port in the European community, our young executives would find these softly tailored outfits ideal for travelling to European destinations by sea or air. Reflected in the collection is the trend for versatile clothing from designers such as Karl Lagerfeld in Germany, Armani in Italy, and from Britain, Betty Jackson, Catherine Walker and David Emmanuel. The paintings of the French Impressionists provided the inspiration for the colours on which the collection is based, especially Renoir and Degas, who both use soft greens and pinks to great effect. All the garments can be interlinked so that the possibilities of different combinations are endless. With the creative use of accessories, the outfits can be dressed down for that daytime business meeting or dressed up for social occasions. All the outfits have been made with the help of a selection of Burda and Vogue commercial patterns. We open the time machine with some Victorian values. Victorian values represent a sample of a much larger collection of garments which are being made by Year 9 pupils from city schools to help recreate life in a Victorian classroom. Pupils from our secondary schools have worked closely with primary school pupils. They have carried out their research by visiting libraries and museums. This has enabled them to design and make the sort of clothes that children were wearing to school 100 years ago. When the collection is complete, 40 outfits to fit Year 4 pupils will be available for use by teachers and students in the city in an attempt to bring history alive in the classroom as part of the national curriculum. The full collection will be launched in August of this year to coincide with Back to School. Littlewood Stores division has kindly offered to display the collection in their Liverpool store, so thanks to them we will be bringing Victorian values to the High Street. The project has been generously funded by the TVE unit. And a special thank you to our Year 4 Victorian pupils and to Vicky, our Victorian school teacher, who is wearing an authentic dress, kindly loaned for the occasion. We think you will agree that not only do they all look the part, but they play the part rather well too.
Is there anybody out there? Is there anybody out there? Is there anybody out there?
The senior students at Longmoor School have been involved in several environmental projects in recent months, and this has influenced their designs. Research has shown the major problems to be waste, air and water, pollution and acid rain. Jean's outfit identifies these problems and the ways in which they are ruining the environment. People are, however, being educated, and the group found some positive steps are being taken. Corinne is Miss Europe. She represents the changes in attitude towards recycling and the reduction of waste. Her outfit incorporates many items that are easy to save, right down to her boots, which can be recycled here in Liverpool. Alison is concerned with the plight of wildlife and sea life. Her outfit highlights the need to protect both. Her top represents the countryside and moves to limit pesticides. Her skirt portrays the ocean and the need to stop using them as a dustbin. Europe is starting to move in the right direction, and Kelly's outfit represents the many hands within the European community promoting legislation to control Europe's waste. St. John Allman's collection entitled Youth Culture was designed by Victoria Reedike, a sixth form student whom you may recall was our Victorian schoolteacher. St. John Allman wanted to highlight the unifying aspects of teenagers across Europe. It was agreed that most teenagers were interested in music, sport, films and magazines, and even more were interested in clothes. It was thought that most teenagers would welcome a unique range of leisure wear, particularly if the range held the right label. It was this that prompted the pupils to design their own range of leisure wear, including that ever-important designer label. A group of Year 9 pupils designed a logo and name based on the colours of the European flag and the star motif. The Littlewoods organisation generously offered to commercially print the designer label which adorns the collection. The designs of the clothes themselves are based on ideas from the magazines brought back from all over Europe during the summer of 1991. The Broughton Hall collection 2000 Plus has been inspired by the unlikely combination of André Courage, the 1960s designer, and packaging and materials in the home today. Claire is the first down the catwalk wearing a silver swing top which features sleeves ingeniously made from bubble wrap packaging. Her outfit heralds the use of materials in the future. Our second Claire is wearing a silver top decorated with large silver buttons, teamed with a flirtatious flared skirt. An elaborate train made from household cleaning cloths completes the outfit. Marion's design has been inspired by the Paris catwalks. Her swing top is lavishly decorated with curtain netting design. It is teamed with a rather daring see-through flared trousers. Jenny uses the same fabric for her bodice and top, an invented umbrella skirt. Rita's silver all-in-one is made from curtain fabric. It is worn with a crocheted waistcoat made up of individual squares. Lindsay's close-fitting silver hot pants suit has been inspired by household packaging. Her short grey vinyl jacket has coloured sequin sleeves. She completes her outfit with a thigh-high leather boots. The models are wearing self-created plastic masks, inspired by the 2000 Plus. These have been made with the help of the CBT department. Also, special thanks to Mr. Sharp and his GCSE music group for composing the music. pupils of Speak opened European reflections with their collection inspired by familiar vistas. This collection formed part of a Year 8 technology project which lasted for 8 weeks. The pupils researched various well-known European landmarks and hallmarks and created the designs you see before you. They made plain black cloaks and appliqued the motifs onto them. Jenny Williams is the Netherlands. She decided that windmill and clogs were the order of the day. Kelly Woof depicts the new German unity. The broken remnants of the Berlin Wall inspired one of her designs, whilst the VW Beetle, that timeless symbol of German engineering and reliability, inspired another. Spanish flamenco dancers dominate Samantha Fong's cloak. The letters España are in their national colours.
Naked aggression as violent as love. Adrenaline flows with the taste of my blood. Naked aggression, tearing my skin. My insides are out. My instincts are wearing thin.
The pupils of Watergate decided to keep the colour scheme of their collection almost exclusively to that of the Irish flag, that is gold, green and white. The collection has been influenced by Irish traditional costume, the pupils wishing to introduce a flavour of tradition without reproducing it. They have incorporated other features such as the kris. This is a colourful, decorative belt made by the men of the Aran Islands, the main purpose of which is to hold up their trousers. The themes of embellishment and traditional decoration are carried through on the girls' skirts and boys' waistcoats. The woolen shawls worn by the girls are held in place by brooches which follow the Celtic design and were made in CDT. The pupils' research has led them to the conclusion that most people in Ireland live in the countryside. Their dress and music reflect this. The Irish Centre has helped the pupils enormously by entertaining them with dancers and musicians. Apart from the shawls, everything else the pupils are wearing, they've made themselves. Once upon a legend, far away in the mists of time, there lived in France a beautiful young girl called Cinderella. In Germany there was a handsome piper, and in Holland a small boy was saving his country from flooding. On the shores of the Aegean Sea, muses and goddesses ruled. To the north, in the land of ice called Denmark, the Snow Queen went her wicked ways, and over the sea, in the land of the swirling mist, Merlin weaved his magic. So come with us into the land of the storybooks and see how these much-loved characters have inspired us to design up-to-the-minute high-fashion outfits. The pupils of Anfield have used velvets and shot taffetas in black, white, silver and gold to create a collection fit for the last decade of our century. And so began one of the greatest epics in the history of mankind, when for 2 centuries the Portuguese sailed on terrifying unknown seas in their new ships, the caravels, carrying the cross of Christ and the Portuguese flag to the farthest corners of the earth in search of new lands. The legend of the invincible sea was destroyed forever. At home, their women waited, not knowing if they would ever return. Oakfield presents a collection of theatre costumes for a dramatic dance piece by its own dance company, Roots and Branches. The piece was inspired by a visit to the museums and monuments in Lisbon and by some music which was given to them by one of their Portuguese guests last year. The costumes were inspired by traditional Portuguese peasants' designs which have changed little from the 15th century to the present day. They were researched by the group and with the help of Bernie Rafferty, a local designer. The paintings of the 20th century masters have been the major influence on these Year 9 pupils from St. John Bosco High School. They have been encouraged to develop their work through various specialist areas and by using different media, culminating in the production of a finished article. The pupils have been advised to research and be selective and discriminating in their choice of influence and to incorporate ideas of their own, as you can see in these waistcoats influenced by Matisse, Picasso, Monet and Kandinsky. Stacy, Genevieve and Karen have used individualists like Van Gogh, colorists such as Chirac and the futuristic influence of the Zay for their designs. Bringing the collection right up to date with computer-aided designs are Christina and Barbara with their machine-knitted jumpers. The same starting point was used as the other garments, but the girls developed their ideas through the use of the computer and a knitting machine. Fashion for these girls, in a sense, has become a creative extension of a knowledge of the European art.
fight. I don't expect to be treated like a fool no more. I don't expect to sleep through the night. Some people say lies, 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 but I say why? Why deny the obvious child? Why deny the obvious child? And in remembering a road sign, I'm remembering a girl when I was young. And we said these songs are true, these days are ours, these tears are free. And hey, the cross is in the ballpark, and the cross is in the ballpark. We had a lot of fun, had a lot of money. We had a little son, we thought we'd call him Sonny. Sonny gets married and moves away. Sonny has a baby and bills to pay. Sonny gets sunnier day by day, by day by day.
We begin our European celebrations with a birthday treat. By designing and making this collection, the pupils of Archbishop Beck High School have set out to demonstrate the versatility of the electric sewing machine. They have used quick and easy garment manufacturing techniques to produce their fancy dress collection. Alison, Carol, Julie and Michelle have selected different costumes combining a variety of colours, fabrics and textures. Fabric has been individually printed and dyed, and the collection has been further enhanced with the addition of beads, sequins and fringing. The pupils have designed and made the accessories after consultation with the art, CDT and IT departments. Rosalind and Janine are the two younger members at the birthday treat. They are wearing very simple and easily made tutus. Again, quick garment manufacturing techniques have been used. The tightly fitting leotard-type bodices are attached to frills of net. Rosalind's is enhanced by the use of scattered silver sequins, and Janine's by ribbon bows.
Let's celebrate. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's all right. We're gonna have a good time.
New Hayes now present their collection of medieval magic. The collection has been designed by Jacqueline Lee, who was a member of Year 13, studying A-level textiles. Jacqueline has been inspired by medieval festivals. Clothes at that time were feminine, flamboyant, and greatly detailed. Decoration was very important to the Plantagenets, who used beads, fur, rope, and jewels to great advantage. They also favoured vibrant colours. It is of particular interest to note that the collection has been influenced by medieval menswear rather than by ladies' wear, as one might think. The characteristic medieval angel sleeves featured quite strongly, being in evidence in at least 3 of the outfits. The hats also follow the medieval theme.
Is a dream come
of the Holly Lodge collection revolves around dynamism, which is the art of modern life before the Great War. It has been inspired by an exhibition of European pre-war art that was on display at the Tate Gallery, Albert Dock, from March to December in 1991. The detailed fabrics used have been individually hand-painted and hand-printed by the pupils. Spanish dancing classes have been going on at Walton since September. The pupils have learned to dance a traditional Slavonist routine. These steps have been danced in Seville for centuries and are totally different from the more usual flamenco dancing. The whole collection was designed by Barry Renshaw in Year 10, and the textile pupils in Years 10 and 11 have made them. Year 8 pupils who are learning Spanish have become involved in the dancing because their own dancing ability and the cross-curricular theme of the project. Savlanos dancers used spotted material for their dresses. Some of the fabric was bought especially in Spain, but other dresses have been produced quite cheaply. The technology available in the department has facilitated the manufacture of the dresses, although it may be some time before they wish to use shearing elastic again.
definitivo, definitivo, en la cuerda los lance definitivo, en la cuerda los lance definitivo, definitivo, que se sienta en su vuelo pájaro herido, que se sienta en su vuelo pájaro herido. Esta gitana, esta gitana, esta gitana, se conquista bailando por sevillana.
Pretty woman walking down the street. Pretty woman, the kind I like to meet. Pretty woman, I don't believe you. You're not the truth. No one could look as good as you. Mercy.
In the near future, if their ambitions are realized, the pupils of St. Hilda's High School are hoping to become university students. So come and celebrate with them as they invite you to join them in the Freshers' Ball. Susan leads the dancing in an outfit adapted from a Butterick pattern. The black taffeta dress is fully lined and features a shaped hemline. Jennifer has chosen a red satin gown with a fitted bodice, puffed sleeves and swinging full gathered skirt to help her dance the night away. Sarah has adapted the Vogue and Bertha patterns to create her ball gown. The hem of the short taffeta skirt is finished with black satin ribbon to coordinate with the black velvet bodice, which has an unusual shaped sweetheart neckline.
Say you'll stay with me, 'cause I need you. I'll treat you right. Come with me, baby. Be mine tonight. Pretty woman, don't walk on by. Pretty woman, don't make me cry. Pretty woman, don't walk away. Okay, if that's the way it must be, okay. I guess I'll go on home, it's late. There'll be tomorrow night, but wait, what do I see? Is she walking back to me? Yes, she's walking back to me. Oh, pretty woman.
We conclude our show tonight with a romantic visit to the Greek islands. The pupils of St. Julie's High School have designed and made a wedding collection based on the classical ethos of ancient Greece. Research into modern-day Greek weddings showed that styles were influenced by European and American designers. The pupils, however, decided to base their designs on the more traditional way of life. Their design interpretations have been mainly influenced by the ancient Greek costumes of the Chiton and Himation, through which the Greeks reflected their lifestyle and expressed themselves with dignified sympathy. These ancient garments were gathered and draped with great care and taste so that the folds were attractively arranged. This provided the focus for Michelle's white acetate satin wedding gown. The bodice is expertly pleated the fabric being cut on the bias. It falls to a drop waistline from which the skirt cascades. This is emphasized by the isometrical drape.
the show, but it's not. Because on behalf of all the presenters, I'd just like to thank everyone that's been involved in organising this fashion show, and two people in particular. I'm sure you'll all agree it's been a wonderful show, a wonderful job putting it all together. So, could you have Mrs. Farrelly up here, please?
It is appreciated.
If I could just keep you a couple of moments longer, please, ladies and gentlemen. Members of the City Council that I know who are with us this evening, Mr. Bounds, Chief Executive, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, colleagues, friends, I think everyone tonight. When I first returned to the city almost 3 years to the day, I remember Helen Nosland saying there was something rather special about to happen, and that was the first City Schools fashion show. I was absolutely overwhelmed. It really overwhelmed me so much, I think I couldn't believe how fortunate I was to return to the city as Director of Education and to be associated with our children, our boys and girls, our young adults. I didn't believe it could be bettered. It was the year after, and I've looked forward immensely to this evening, hoping that we could keep up the high standards that have been set in those first two performances. I have to say, and I know you will agree with me, that the standards just continue to improve. I can't believe it, but that is the case. When we hear of standards in education, when we hear claims that we should be all aiming for quality, I think what we've seen tonight is of the highest quality, and I would put our boys and girls, our young men and women of Liverpool against anyone, anywhere in this country, and now in the continent of Europe. What delights me so much is that we do not ever in Liverpool seem to lose our creativity. There are those who were worried when we had the national curriculum introduced that that might be seen not as a framework, but as a constraint, a straitjacket. I think we've seen again tonight, and those mothers and fathers who were able to join us last evening, that we are using that as a framework, and we continue to amaze the world with our creativity, with our joy, with the vibrancy that will never, ever, ever let this city be other than one of the greatest cities in this country and in the world. Could I just, in conclusion, thank both Mitzi and Margaret, Helen, and I think tonight as well, if I can highlight Miss Leslie Bentley and the pupils of Notre Dame High School for their contribution, their special contribution in the music, which has so complemented both the production, the direction and the choreography, that again it is all so special that I can't wait until the next occasion. But finally, the stage is yours, our young men and women of Liverpool. I can say no more again, that I am utterly, utterly proud of you, and I know all the people of the Liverpool community are equally proud of you, and you cannot do other than but succeed. Thank you.
Special thanks are due to the advisory teachers for their guidance and support, and in particular Mrs. Mitzi Farrelly for the production and direction of the show, and Mrs. Margaret Chaw for her advice and coordination of the choreography. The generous assistance of the TVE unit is also warmly appreciated.
She plays hard to get, she smiles from time to time. It only takes a camera to change her mind. She's going out to nightclubs, drinking just champagne.